Welcome to Intellipaat's live webinar on UI/UX Developer Career Path for 2022. Today's webinar is conducted by Mr. Rajendra, who is a UX design lead at HCL Technologies. He has more than 18 years of experience as a passionate digital strategist, design leader, UX specialist in design thinking. He is also an HFI, which means Human Factors International trained professional. So guys, let's welcome Rajendra to this session. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, team. Good evening, good morning, according to your locations, and welcome to the wonderful profession of UX and UI design. If you are going to select this career, you are going to make a decision to select one of the career which is right now very hot. I think this is the one of the top hottest or sought after career path right now in IT industry and non-IT also. My name is Rajendra. I'm currently working with HCL Technologies. I have around 18 years of experience in this field. I worked with many multinational, including HP, GE Capital, and IBM, apart from HCL. Let's start and understand what exactly is this UX and UI design is and why it is so popular. Okay, so let's understand what exactly is UX design first. So the user experience design is a process of enhancing user satisfaction with a product by improving the usability, accessibility, and pleasure providing in the interaction with the product. So what a user experience designer does, he actually designs the whole experience. It is not just designing a screen, but the whole experience, like how the different tasks are important, which are the different tasks are important for these targeted user, and how he will be performing his task and how quickly he can do that. So that is what a UX designer does. UX design is little different than UI in a way that UI speaks about just the visual interface designing, but whereas UX is dealing with not only UX interface designing, which is also part of it, but it is also dealing with the psychology of the user, their requirement according to their behavior, their education, their requirement, their environment, all those things he consider, and on the basis of that he does research, and then he create the whole the task flow as how the task, whatever task a user can perform on one product can be performed in a best way. So that's the difference between the two things. Now let us understand more elaborately about the difference between the two things, which is UI and UX. So on the left side, you will see that UI is actually just interface design or visual design. So it is the user interface, that is UI, but it is not UX. If you look at the UX on the right side, you will see that UX involves in UX design involves like field research. You are not creating product nowadays sitting in your office, but you go out, you try to understand your user, you interview them, you create persona when you come back and get all the data with you. And on the basis of that data, when we analyze, we create persona, we create the interactive design, like how the interaction should follow the whole flow, like information architect, that is also the same thing. Usability, like how is this product should be useful. Prototyping, interface design, and visual design, the left side thing also comes under it. So the whole basket is UX design, whereas UI is just we are talking about interface design or visual design. Let's understand the UI and UX difference in a today's like day-to-day life situation. On the left side, if you look at, this is the UI. These are the user interface, like a cup and a saucer, a table, a chair. These all are the user interface. But if you look at the right side, you will see that this is the whole environment which a user is experiencing, right from the ambience, the AC, the air conditioning, the furniture, the waiter, the way they are treating the customer, the way the product is, like the coffee or tea is coming, and how they are tasting, and the maintenance of that taste, and sitting there and doing their work, feeling relaxed, everything included is the user experience. So that's the major difference between the two. When we talk about UI, we are talking about the objects creation, but when we talk about the UX, we are talking about the whole experience actually. Let's understand in the context of the software development. If you look at the left side, you will see that there are digitally designed way to work with, like elements like sliders, the buttons, or it could be input boxes, or it could be drop down, or any other things. So all these things are UI. But if you look at the right side, you will see the whole task flow, and all the thing whatever user does, everything is available for this user and is comfortably working on that, the whole product comfortably and performing its task. That's the UX, that's the user experience design. Now what the most renowned designers are talking or telling what is UX design. Okay, so one is Jesse James Jarrett. He's a Californian-based designer. He says that the value of the experience is not just experience itself. It's what the experience help us to accomplish. Okay, so UX focuses on how the experience help us to accomplish certain task, not only just the experience. That is the UX design. Let's talk about a very, known or popular phrase called design thinking. Without design thinking, working on UX is difficult. So let's understand this term. Design thinking refers to creating strategies designers utilizes during the process of designing. Okay, so it is just about it is just about the creative strategies. Like whenever we have user, we just work around him, like what kind of user he is or she is, what kind of thing of the pain areas he is facing, and how we can solve those pains by creating the design around him according to his requirement, according to his ability, according to his ambience or the geography. All those things are considered by the UX designer. Let's understand the design thinking, this terms which is first produced by Stanford University, and they divide the whole design thinking process into 5 steps, which are empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So let's understand what are these 5 steps. These 5 steps, like empathize, what we do, we try to understand our user, what they are doing, what are their need, what is their pain areas. In the second phase of define, we try to understand what are the competitor, and what are the business goals, and whatever we have understood on empathy phase with the users, all those things combined together, then we form a problem statement. We define a problem statement. Once this is defined, we go to ideate state, where we try to create a solution. We try to brainstorm or generate a solution around those problems. That's the ideate phase. Once we have generated a solution, we go to the next phase, which is called prototype phase. And to those generated idea, here in this step, we try to give a tangible look to that by creating a wireframe or a prototype, a working prototype, or which is quickly created. And then what we do when we have created this prototype, we again go to the user and test it, just to check whether whatever solution we have created, the prototype we have created, if it is working properly for these kind of users or not. Once we have tested, we have just checked validated with those users, and according to the feedback, we further improve it. And that's how the whole 5 steps of design thinking used to come one by one. Other big organizations like IBM or Salesforce, they have also come with their own design thinking approaches. And it is nothing, just they have just customized the Stanford design thinking approach into the way they think would be much better for their practices. So they have actually their empathize phase is understand, where they put hill on it, which is a defined thing, where we are defining the situation, the problem. And then we go to say explore, we try to ideate the idea, and which is around the sponsor user. And once we have ideated, generated an idea, we created a prototype, where the prototype is once evaluated with the those users, then it is taken back to the rest of the team, and we see that whether it is working properly or not. So this is how the design thinking exercise little more improved or customized by IBM over the Stanford design thinking exercise. More detail around it, no need to go through right now. Let's understand the design thinking being implemented on an example. And this example is about creating a chatting solution way back in 2000, where we only saw Skype or MSN were there to chat between the two people, and a smartphone just came into the picture. And the people who are using a smartphone, they are not tech savvies. So for them to get registering themselves and adding friends were very difficult. That was the pain area right now in that situation with WhatsApp when it came in. So the in empathize phase, we understood that the user, people like Ramesh, they were not tech savvy. So how they have understood this problem, that the person, whosoever he is using a mobile phone, should be able to use it without creating account or adding friend. That is difficult for him. So the definition of the problem is create a chat application for mobile that does not require creating an account and adding users. That is the definition, the defined phase of the problem. Now look at the next phase, which is ideate phase, where we will find out a solution for the defined problem. And the solution at that time, which they generated, was using SMS and phone numbers instead of account creation, use phone number as ID, and phone contacts, the phone contacts, whatever we have in our phone, as the participant or the friends who can chat together. So no need to create an account or no need to add people. It's automatically taken in these two forms, like using your number as registration instead of registration, and using phone contacts as adding friends. So that's how the idea was generated. And once this idea was generated, the prototype is created, it is taken back to the user, and it is just run before them, and they further improved it. That's how prototype and testing sometimes goes in a pool, like in a kind of a loop, like until the prototype get further matured. Once this is done, then we take this newly created prototype to the rest of the team. When we're talking about the rest of the team, those could be engineers, those could be offering management, and we explain the whole prototype to them. And once this is explained and all the teams are on the same page, the real development of that product starts. So here you can understand how important the position of a designer. The designer is the spearhead. They are the pioneer in the creation of any product. They need to work first. They need to do all the pain, everything. And once that product is finalized and satisfied, the prototype is tested with the user and the user are satisfied. Only then the full-fledged engineering work starts, testing work starts, other work starts. Okay, so now this is about the UX and its UX design and its practices. Now let's talk about what are the responsibility when you will become a designer or a UI designer or UX designer. So the responsibility are actually including like creating user-centered design by understanding business requirement and user feedback. Number two, creating user flow, wireframe, prototype, and mockup. I'm sure you must have heard about all those terms like wireframe, like prototype, and mockups. Actually, wireframe are nothing but they are the very low, sketched or worked upon version of the whole solution, which initially created right? Then we come to prototype stage where the wireframe are put into live working, version of the product. And then mockup is the last stage where we creating the high fidelity designed pages. Number three is translating requirements into style guide. Okay, this is also very important work of the UX designer, that he's not only working on the creating a solution or creating the wireframe or prototype, but is once it is created and finalized, it is his responsibility that he also works on creating the style guide, because the whole style guide is to be followed by the development team or the testing team. Design system is also very important nowadays. Every company is having their own design system, and then design pattern, and also they are responsible in creating the attractive user interfaces. Number four, designing UI element such as input controls, navigational components, informational component. All those things are the responsibility of the UX designer. When we are talking about UI elements, we are talking about like how the header should look like, how the buttons should look like, how should the left navigation would be, the style and color of input boxes, drop downs, radio buttons, all those things are to be created by the designer only. Creating original graphic design. This is all is graphic design, what I just said, like top band, the navigational band, the left navigation, the layouting of each page, and creating all the elements. All those are original graphic design, like to be done by this person, UX designer. Identifying and troubleshooting UX problem. Yeah, whenever we have a problem in our product, whenever we once the product is created, or even before creation, of course we work, but once the product is created and still user are facing some problem, this is the guy who will go and understand the users issues and recreate or modify the design further. Collaborating effectively with products engineering and management teams. There is also his work, because the designer cannot work in silo. He needs to explain everything to the development team, and also the governance team, like project management should understand whatever designer has done. So this is his responsibility, that he communicate properly to everyone as what is required by them to be done. Incorporating customer feedback, usage metrics, usability finding into the design in order to enhance user experience. So whenever a product is created, it does not mean the work of a designer is finished. He still needs to work on further improving the product, because pain area will keep on coming. I need to just go to the user and try to understand those things, and try to create, modify the solution. And once again, engineers will work on it and create a better product, more mature product. That loop keeps continuing, keep growing. That is why you will see that there are so many versions of each product, right from iPhones, iOS, like it is always improving, or it is Photoshop or Illustrator. They always keep on improving. Last 20 years, they have changed the Photoshop or Illustrator a lot, actually. They are more mature right now. Okay, let's move forward to our question sessions. If anyone has any question, they can ask, they can just type in. Maybe our course facilitator or this meeting facilitator will try to reply in a set way to them. So you have any question, you can type in here. If you have any question, you can just type in here. I'll try to reply those. Okay, let's move forward and talk about how to make a career in UX, UI and UX design. How can you make a career in this field? Start reading up on UX. Very clear and very obvious that you need to understand UX. You need to read a lot of stuff which is available in the market right now. Maybe like some of them, like Nelson Norman is very famous like in this field. So maybe you might want to go to that website and try to understand what exactly is UX design. You can also you can come to Intellipaat. They have a lot of, I'm sure they might be preparing, working on creating the online stuff which people can understand and read and understand the UX design. Learn about the key UX design methods and processes. That is also a good thing. Like, how would be your approach to design something? We need to learn those methods and processes. I just discussed about one process, which is design thinking. Structure your learning with a credible UX course. And of course, Intellipaat is doing very good in this field. And maybe you may want to just look at what they are offering right now in this field. Apply what you are learning to real world projects that you can keep on doing. Even if you are not working, you can still, nobody can stop you to work on these themes. Learn the tool of the trade. There are so many smart design tools have come into the market. Maybe you may want to start looking at them, try to have a feel of them, and try to understand how they work, how the whole design can be created out of it. And those tools are like Sketch or Figma or Adobe XD. These are the tools which are right now are in the market. Build your UX portfolio whenever you are doing such a nice work, so much of work. Maybe some of the work you think that should be showcased to the world. Maybe you may want to keep in at one place and create your own portfolio, which you can show to your prospective employers. Okay, how you can start? 7 things which you should do. Understand all the design directions. Okay, when we are talking about the design directions, we are talking about the UX design, UI design, visual design, their principle, all those things. Study the tool for the work. Okay, as I just discussed, like you can start looking at Figma, Sketch, or XD, Adobe XD, all those things. Start paying attention to design. This is the best actually. This is my most favorite. Like if you want to become a designer, just look at everything, whatever comes on your way. Maybe on the road when you're walking, you can look at the car, how they're designed, how the roads are designed, how the lights are shown there, how the billboards are designed, why they're designed like that. You should have those questions. Maybe the normal layman is looking at something, but only for the usability of it. But as a designer, we have a question in our mind, like if this is designed like this, why it is designed like this. That question should be there whenever you're observing any design. And everything is designed around us, so look at everything with that angle, like why it is designed like that. Watch and copy others, no harm in it. Like initially you might want to watch and copy other. If you do it a lot, you will be seasoned, you will set a mood for yourself, and you will start creating your own design later. Find mentors and become mentor. Find a good senior guy who is well seasoned, experienced in this field. Understand wherever you are stuck, maybe he can help you in that situation. That's how you will go forward after that. And you can become a mentor. Take up a course, like promising course, like right now you are in association with Intellipaat, you're beginning, so maybe you might want to have a further discussion with them to start a course. That is all from my side, and thank you very much for giving time, folks. I am handing over to the course advisor from here, and I hope that you would look forward to come into this very promising and very hot career path, UX and UI design. Thank you so much. Over to course advisor.
Thank you, sir, for providing this valuable session. And now our course advisor will be taking over it. Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I am
Okay.
just stop sharing now.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Hello everyone, this is Rudrani this side from Intellipaat. I'm the senior course advisor here, and I will be telling you about the program that we provide in UI and UX. Give me 1 second. So this is how you basically find the course on Intellipaat. You can go to Intellipaat's website. You can just type in UI space UX in the search bar here, and this is the one we are going to be talking about. Now, this particular program in user interface and user experience design is going to be provided in partnership with Electronics and ICT Academy of IIT Guwahati. So there are 3 things that are going to be coming out of that. Firstly, the entire course curriculum is designed and developed by ENICT in partnership with Intellipaat, keeping it at par with the international standards. Of what you need to know in UI and UX. Secondly, it would be two instructors in total who would be teaching you the program. One is going to be a senior professor from IIT Guwahati, and one is going to be an industry expert. So I will also give you the details of both of them. So first we have Dr. Keyur Sorathia, who is an associate professor at IIT Guwahati holding a PhD and has 35 publications under his name. And basically you can go on to his LinkedIn and verify onto his background details as well, if in case you are interested in joining this program. So that will give you a background as to who is going to be delivering the program for you. So he's an associate professor at the Department of Design in IIT Guwahati and the founder of EI Labs. And basically his research focuses on designing interaction techniques for VR interfaces, and his interest is in using advanced digital technologies to resolve the challenges of SDGs, especially in health and education. And then we have Mr. Rajendra Chandel, who is the UX design lead at HCL Technologies with 18 plus years of experience as a digital strategist, a design leader, a UX specialist, and artist. He is an HFI trained professional, and basically he is the UX design lead at HCL. Also previously worked with reputed firms like IBM. The third thing that you would be getting is going to be an advanced certification in UI and UX design strategy from ENICT Academy of IIT Guwahati and Intellipaat. Now, this certification is going to be valid for a duration of lifetime. It is valid through all top organizations in India and abroad, and this is going to be recognized as a professional certificate throughout. Now, this is going to be a very, very strong accreditation onto your portfolio. Why is because IIT Guwahati is one of the oldest IITs of India, which is also why it is so reputed and well known in the industry. It holds a very good NRIF ranking, making it on top of all premier institutes and other IITs, and holds a very good international ranking as well, because of which your accreditation in UI and UX is going to be globally recognized. Now, the best part about also this accreditation is that IIT Guwahati is specifically famous in the industry. It is specifically known in the industry for the content that it provides in UI UX, which is also why this accreditation is going to be something which is always going to be highlighted onto your portfolio and is going to help you with building your career in this domain, or if in case you are looking out for a transition, or if in case you are looking out for an organizational shift as well. So now, before I move ahead to anything further, I would first like to tell you about the services you are getting offered as a part of this program. So this is going to be entirely live interactive sessions with these two instructors over a period of 7 months. All of these live sessions are going to be recorded and put in your learning management system, the access to which you will have for a duration of lifetime. You will be learning from industry practitioner Rajendra Chandel, and of course the IIT Guwahati faculty. A very, very good practical exposure will be given to you throughout the program through 20 plus industry specific real time projects and case studies that you would be taking up throughout the program, all of which will be making sure that whatever knowledge we are delivering, you can put it into a real time application. And also at the same time, when all of these projects that you work upon, you put it onto your portfolio, it is going to be equivalent to an industry experience. Throughout the program, we are going to be giving you one-on-one with industry mentors. So the one-on-one sessions would be regularly conducted by the industry mentors with you, which is going to promise you the personal attention that you require while learning a new technology or throughout the learning path. One of the most important services that we provide is a job assistance. So if in case, again, if you are looking to start your career in UI and UX, or you are looking for a transition into this domain, or you are looking to change your current organization, we will be completely 110% helping you out with that. So basically, it is a 5-step process that we follow. The first step is, as soon as you reach 70% of the completion of the program, we assign you a professional team who expertises in portfolio building. Now, this team is entirely going to be working on your CV, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, as to make it very, very noticeable to the recruiters and the professional community by making it according to industry standards, making it look heavy on UI and UX, and have all the right keywords and points of lines and statements to pass the applicant tracking software that most MNCs have. That is the first step. The second step is we will be connecting you with a team of training and placement officers who would be entirely responsible in communicating with you that if you're going ahead with the placements, what are your expectations and requirements out of it? So is that a particular location that you're looking at? Is that a particular firm? Is that a particular sector? What is the current CTC you're holding if you're already a working professional? Because we always care for the career growth in your chart, and with a strong accreditation like that, you can easily expect a minimum salary hike in the range of 55 to 60% on your current salaries, and higher levels of positions in the hierarchy as well. So all of this is going to be maintained from our end, basically. Thirdly, we start with the recruitment drive. So regarding the recruitments, we have partnerships and collaborations with around 500 plus reputed multinational companies and tech giants all around the world and throughout India. And as a part of that, we actively give you placements, all of which are inclusively conducted by Intellipaat students. So for Intellipaat students, so you do not have to go ahead and compete with the entire crowd out there. So if I give you a generic example as to what are the kind of companies that come to hire with us, that would be companies like Microsoft, Oracle, IBM, Cisco, Nasdaq, Sony, Ericsson, Dell, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Johnson and Johnson, EY, McKinsey, Shell. So we also maintain the quality of placements from our end. Apart from that, we will be giving you a guaranteed of minimum 3 interviews with top multinational companies that hire for UI and UX designers. This only starts when you are at the 80% of the course completion. Okay, so 3 is of course, basically we are going ahead and telling you minimum 3 is because normally what our students expect out of the interviews, they get it delivered in the very first 3 itself. Of course, the 4th, 5th, 6th, and the 7th would be conducted for you. Apart from that, we will also be giving you a job portal. Here throughout a duration of lifetime, you will be able to see all the vacancies as and when they come with our partner companies. And even you can apply from your end by showing Intellipaat certification as a verification, post which direct interviews would be scheduled for you. Lastly, for all the interviews that you sit for, we would be end-to-end be training you for the same through various mock interviews, set of questions, salary negotiation skills, soft skills training, and all of that. We will be giving you a one-on-one career mentoring session on 90% of the completion of the program, where you will be attending one-on-one sessions with career mentors, career coaches on how to develop the required skills to get the dream job in UI and UX that you are going to be looking forward to. And it would be particularly based on your educational background, the past experience that you hold, and what future are you looking for yourself. Career oriented sessions are something we are going to be providing you throughout the program as well, where over 20 plus live interactive sessions are going to be conducted with industry experts to gain knowledge and experience on how to build skills that are expected by hiring managers. So all of this, we basically help you out with the career assistance that we provide, which will help you get jobs very, very easily in this domain. The other service that we provide is a 24/7 technical support and access for a duration of lifetime. So anytime that you have doubts or you are stuck at any particular part of the course, you can directly connect with this team any time of the day or the night that you want, because they are available 24/7 around the clock. And this particular facility also extends for a duration of lifetime, meaning even post the completion of the program, you would be able to go ahead and ask them any doubts that you have, and it will always be a one-on-one doubt resolution session for you. So either you can call them with your doubts, or you can email them the screenshot to your doubts, or you can even conduct a Google meeting or a Zoom meeting with them. You can share your screen and discuss your doubts with them. Now, this particular program is designed for working professionals as well as freshers. What we mean to say by this is that the entire curriculum is made in such a manner that we will be taking you from the very basics to the advanced level concepts. So we don't expect you to have any knowledge prior to taking this program, because everything will be covered from scratch. Lastly, we are going to be giving you a 2-day campus immersion at IIT Guwahati. This is not going to be a compulsion on you, but you can always take an advantage of this service. So you will be going to IIT Guwahati's campus for 2 days, wherein you would be meeting all of the students who have in totality enrolled for this program. That is going to, because see, we have a very vast community of learners with students from all different domains and positions in hierarchy. At the same time, you will be meeting the alumni of IIT Guwahati and the instructors in person. That is for you to build connections in the industry in this domain, and also help you in terms of networking in the industry and job referrals and all of that. Okay, so this is basically to help you get a little bit of background on IIT Guwahati. So you can check the NRIF ranking here. If you go and click on this link, basically you will get the publications from the Times of India where the NRIF rankings are mentioned. About the global rankings, you can go to Economic Times as well. Okay, so that is going to give you a background as to who we are collaborated with. Now, who can apply for this program? Anyone with a bachelor's degree can apply for this program. Anyone in their last year of their bachelor's program can also apply for this program. IT professionals, of course, with a bachelor's degree can apply. Freshers who are just fresh out of graduation, willing to pursue advanced training in this domain. In fact, anyone aspiring to pursue UI UX can go ahead with this program. All right. What roles would you be playing? Of course, as a UX designer, UI designer, product designer, UX manager, UX researcher, visual designer. These are some of the job roles you would be getting also as a part of our recruitments. What are the skills you are going to master? Of course, the user interface design, the parallel testing, animation, wireflow, wireframing, red routes, iconography, and prototyping. And the tools that you're going to be mastering as a part of this curriculum is going to be Sketch, Figma, and Adobe XD. Now, coming to the curriculum, as I said, the entire curriculum would be laid out in such a manner that we will be taking you from the very basics to the advanced level concepts. So we will be starting with preparing you with HTML and CSS. A lot of places this would be required. A lot of places this might not even be required, but it's always good to have an additional knowledge on your plate before you are applying anywhere. So HTML and CSS knowledge is given. Fundamentals of graphic design, principles of visual design is something that is given as a part of the preparatory sessions. Then we move to module 2, which is user-centric design process, wherein we give you an overview of UI UX and what is the difference between them. One of the most important aspects of UI UX is user research with target audience. How good is your user research is how good your product turns out to be. So basically all of this is different methods of how you're going to be conducting user research and how you're going to be mapping them. Then we come to designing interactions. So here a wireframe design, which is the 2D representation of your design of the product is going to be there. Information architecture, whatever knowledge you get from the user research, you will be brainstorming different solutions for the same and choosing the best one out of them by testing and prototyping is what is covered in module 4. Module 5 is fundamentals of UI, heuristics and interaction design, wherein we will be teaching you the material design according to Google and human interface design according to Apple guidelines. And 5.7 is a very, very important sub-module because we are going to be covering the design solutions for e-commerce, something like Amazon, Flipkart, social media, something like Instagram, Facebook, messages like Telegram, WhatsApp, data, and dashboard designs. Okay, so we will be giving you an overall knowledge into all of these domains. So if you have any opportunities from any of these domains, you would be able to go ahead and take it up. Sketching is very important. So module 6 would entirely be about elementary sketching and wireframing. Different tools will be taught to you in this module, which is Sketch, Figma, and Adobe XD. Then we have low high fidelity designs, wherein interaction patterns, building high fidelity mockups, designing animations and interactions are going to be taught. Understanding style guides, elements, prototyping, very, very important. So style guides, color palettes, fonts, grids, iconography, UI elements, photography, imagery, illustrations, and all of that we will be teaching you. Then usability evaluation is going to be there. So UX practices in the corporate world, conduct usability text explicit, thinking aloud introductions and advantages, guerrilla testing, A/B testing, unmoderated remote usability testing, card testing, session recording. All of this would be taught to you as a part of this program. Then you are going to be handing off your designs to the development team. So entirely module 10 would be covering that, where you understand how to collaborate and communicate with developers, receiving and giving feedbacks, and how to effectively present your ideas to the organization and preparing for handing off designs. Then module 11, again, a very, very important module because we will be helping you out again and information about the different types of products and solutions and design psychology for e-commerce sites specifically and the design life cycle. So this is the entire learning path that you would be following as live sessions with the instructors. As we are promising you, you will be working on a lot of industry specific real-time projects throughout the program. Here is just to give you an idea of what are the kind of projects that you are going to be dealing with. So as in when we move ahead in the level of difficulty, the projects will also be going ahead in the level of difficulty, which is why we have beginner level projects. You first start with the beginner level projects, then in a very slow and a phased manner move to the advanced level projects. So if you see in the advanced level projects, you would be working on projects like e-commerce website, uh, a SaaS website, creating mobile app designs from scratch, designing a user experience to invite more viewers. This is in the intermediate design, recreating an existing app or website landing page for lead generation. And then beginner level would be covering designing web applications and creating a wireframe model and a prototype of UI/UX, identifying and addressing a consumer issue. Now, peer learning, coming to the peer learning application, this is an application only specifically created for Intellipaat students. Here you will be added along with the Intellipaat team and all of your peer members into one group. So that is to help you with a collaborative learning, because you can go ahead and talk to your peer members here. Group projects are going to be given to you here. So that is for you to have a collaborative learning and a classroom-like experience. The major announcements will be made here regarding all of the recruitments or referrals or anything that be about the projects. Career services, of course, see if you can go ahead. We are going to be posting about job alerts as well here, so you're always updated on your device, on your phone. Hackathons, of course, are going to be there, and definitely all the class notifications are going to be there, so it's always to help you be updated about the classes. Now, coming to when are the classes going to be conducted? The classes are only going to be conducted on Saturdays and Sundays from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening. All of these live sessions are going to be recorded and put in your learning management system, the access to which you will have for a duration of lifetime. Right? Now, the program induction starts on the 22nd of January. That is when the next cohort is. And the regular classes are also going to be starting on the 22nd of January. All right. Now coming to the course fee, the total admission fee for this program is 60,021. There is 18% of GST on top of that, which makes the course fee to 70,824. Okay, so 70,824 is going to be the entire course fee. We also help you out with discounts if in case depending on when you enroll and how willing are you to join this program. Now I am going to be sharing with you for the UI and UX program. So if in case you are someone who is willing to join for this program, I am going to be putting down my contact details right away onto the chat box as well as on the notepad here, and you can contact me directly on the email IDs. Just give me 1 second. So basically, this is going to be my contact details. My name is Rudrani. I'm the senior course advisor again. And here is Rudrani and Intellipaat.com, where you can directly mail me. I'll get back to you right away. Or you can directly WhatsApp me over my WhatsApp number, which is 80471-859. Now, we would be open to questions. If anyone has any questions, they can put it down in the question box or the chat box below. All right. Thank you all for joining. I hope you have a great evening. And if in case you are interested to enroll for the program, kindly connect with me right away. Thank you.